Welcome back to The Evil Within. This is The Evil Within 2. We're still in Chapter 3. Beginning to progress the main quest line a bit. We're also trying very desperately to get in that building right over there. Behind that white door, there are parts to finish off our sniper rifle, which I'd very much like to have. So far in the game, we only have a handgun and the crossbow. I'm beginning to think that maybe this isn't the right approach. That maybe if I go around, if I just go over to my left and go around those cars, that I will be able to get around the building the other way. So I'm going to make a break for it here, I think. I think if I crouch, walk, he won't hear me. I think I have all the time he's up there. He'll be turned around. Now, see, his voice has changed a little bit. It's got more hiccupy, a little quicker breathing. And now the box is moving. Like, holy crap, he saw me. Ah, run. You can tell I run like a chicken with his head cut off. Completely lost. Trying to put some distance between me and it. It came all the way around that corner of the building there. And oddly, that works out pretty well for us. It's still all the way there. I'm thinking, well, circle back around. When you're around them and they see you, this is something that's very odd in the game to me, is that if you're seen, if Sebastian's afraid, his stamina drains much quicker, and regains much slower. And laments are the worst at it. If you can hear them screaming, that one wasn't screaming. If you hear it screaming behind you, you can be standing still and watch your stamina drain. And I find that so counterintuitive because my basic understanding of human physiology is you get scared, that adrenaline gland starts pumping it out, and and you can see that there's a garage door there and you can hear something banging on it. So the right approach is to go through the main door, not through the garage door. But if something's human physiology, if you're terrified, your adrenaline, your stamina actually goes up. You can run much farther if you're afraid. If you're running from a bear, for instance, you can run much farther than if you're just running because you decide you want to go for a run. Now maybe you can say, maybe that's not true of, somebody who's a trained runner. I mean, a trained runner might be able to run, a marathon, for instance. Probably can't sprint a marathon that you would be sprinting if you're running from a bear. So maybe there's some breath control to it, but to me it just seems so counterintuitive that the times I'm afraid are the times that I have more stamina.
These parts should fix the broken sniper rifle.
Yay, we're gonna get a sniper rifle. Yeah, in real life, if I'm thinking I'm running from something, I'll put it this way. Okay, the last time I was actually afraid, one of our dogs had gotten out, and I was running to try to catch up with her. And if you know me, I'm not athletic anymore. I might have been athletic when I was a child, but I'm 50-something years old now. I'm not athletic anymore. I'm running after a Siberian Husky. Suddenly I can run blocks and blocks chasing this dog. We finally did catch her. Not because I was fast enough to catch her, but because she got interested in smelling this and smelling that, and Dad got kind of close enough, and then she came over to me. So, but that's the last time I really remember being afraid. Now, that's not the same afraid of being chased, but I can't remember back to... I've never been chased by a zombie, so I don't know how I would react, but I was deathly afraid for my dog at that time, and my stamina was the best it's been since I was 16, probably. Put it that way. So it seems very counterintuitive to me that in this game, if something's chasing Sebastian, his stamina drains faster and stays drained longer. And these laments are the worst at it. They actually can shamble along pretty fast if they're chasing you. But now I'm thinking, okay, I'm in here. How do I get out? Maybe I could wait for it to leave the area and go on, but it doesn't seem to be doing its patrolling thing. It's like just standing here. Just you can see it there through the window in the door. I'm like, what are the chances I could open that garage door, make all that noise, have it crash down behind me and get away still? So we're going to take a different approach. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. It doesn't seem like it can see me standing here in the doorway. I have a sniper rifle. Let's try it out. Nice close-up shot of what they look like. And that pretty much ended that. One kill with a sniper rifle, I'm already happy with it. I'm thinking I could have shot that thing a dozen times with a handgun and done nothing. It never screamed, so it never woke up all these... You see these, at least 3 or 4 bodies laying around on the parking lot. They never woke up. We've seen in an earlier video that you can wake them up. You can, stab them, and that will wake them up. But we also saw that was not a whole lot of reason to do that. If you're playing on casual, it might be worth it because you could probably dispatch them quickly and easily enough that the green gel they drop might be worth it. Occasionally they drop gunpowder as well. That's not a zombie. You can't wake that one up. That's just a dead body. So far the game has kind of shown us only one person transforming, and it seemed to be transforming. We didn't see the Onryō at the time, but we heard that sound, that kind of giggling, cackling sound when she's also humming the tune Claire de Lune. But a lot of times when she's got a target, she stops the humming and just starts this kind of giggling, laughing sound. All right, we've got our sniper rifle. We're looking at that green dot on the map. That's in that auto body shop that we could, if you remember, I discussed it at the time. There was a residual memory there of a Mobius agent, and he was working with a junction box. And for whatever reason, Brian and Jackie didn't pick up on. He moves off from that, and so by the time the conversation was over, by the time the residual memory is over, he's not staying there. Somehow we didn't pay attention to where the residual memory started, and so it never occurred to us to use the junction box. At least not so far. Now we know that the Mobius signal, the green dots in the auto body shop, the red shop that was behind us, in this building that's on our right here, there was a locked door, and there's a Mobius signal in there with, I forget, something that we wanted. But this door won't open. So at this point in the game, we were really kind of confused about how do we progress any of these side stories? How do I get that little green dot? How do I get that? Remember, we went down to the visitor center where that green big dot is, but it said it was below us, and we didn't know how to get below the visitor center. We didn't look around in there. We just said, well, there were no stairs in there, so the only place we know to go down is that one place that led down into the Marrow.
Let's try this again.
Where are you?
It's going to progress the main quest marker, chasing Lily down. This made me think back to Witcher. Remember, was it Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt, where he could use his intuition to kind of see the footprints left on the ground? Mm-hmm.
Blood. A few days old. Hope it's not Lily's.
Trying to decide what we need to do. Should we advance the main quest more, or should we... Looks like I might be thinking about going down into the Marrow. This isn't the right building for that. This is the building where we first met the Onryō. It is interesting that there's a big pile of bodies there now. I mean, that wasn't there the last time we were here. So why have they been stacking up bodies there? And now there's zombies coming in the door. Well, that was a wild shot. I don't know. That felt like that might have been an accidental trigger pull. And now the Onryō's outside. Oof. I'm feeling very trapped. Look at that blood just dripping out of the... That's where we shot the zombie. The zombie, of course, isn't there anymore because as soon as the Onryō shows up, all the zombies leave. I mean, they don't leave. They're just not there. It's like you phase shift. You're not in the same phase with them. The blood just still dripping from where we shot her. You can even walk through it like that. That's weird. And remember, there are no other exits from this house than that door. The Onryō's right out there. Now, the last time we were in here, she grabbed us, threw us down to the ground, and we wound up in somewhere else. It didn't kill us, so... But once we were in that other place, we did die there once. So we know that she can kill us, so... But I don't know whether to be afraid of her up here right now, or... Is she going to throw me down into that other place again, or... Remember the other place was, it seemed like Beacon Hospital. It was like she threw us back all the way into Beacon. And she's so close. I can see her right out there. Just kind of spinning in circles, not really... At least she's not advancing on us. Now remember when we've met her in the wild like that, we've been able to run, just run in a straight line, and we got away from her. She moved off to the left, so thinking that was a good time to go to the right. Go, go. I'm afraid. Run! Now remember, there was the zombie we shot. There was also still one that was coming in the door. And to them, we just blinked out of existence. All of a sudden, we're not there. Trying to decide, do we go advance the storyline or do we go back down there to the visitor center and try to figure that out? We noticed that the signal from the visitor signal was coming from underground, and we didn't know how to get underground other than through the Marrow. There was a down letter in this room. This is the right house this time, so Brian's not lost this time. So if you're wondering why we picked now to go down into the Marrow, I believe that was our reasoning at the time, is that the signal from the visitor center was underground and that this is the only way we knew how to get underground. Though technically it's not, can you even really call it underground? I mean, it's the Marrow. It's not, I mean, this part's underground, obviously. We just climbed down a ladder. But who's to say where this is? Well, it does seem to be kind of co-located, right? I mean, you can look at the map and it seems like things on the map would be in the same place. So these terminals are like linked one to one. It's not like you can go to the terminal up there and you could pick a different place in the Marrow to go to. You can only go from that place up there to this place down here. Now, you remember we showed you a clip of what happened to us the first time we went through this door. Now, it wasn't right on this other side of the door, but the first time we went through that door, there was an experience that left a scar. This was the first time we encountered a white or silver lady, and she eviscerated us in a very brutal knife fight. After we snuck up from behind, did the stealth kill thing, and it didn't kill her. That turned into a slashing of knives, her knives versus our knives, and she won. So, but we've learned, we've picked up the skill. We now know that a stealth kill followed by an axe will end the Silver Lady. So I should probably check and make sure I have an axe. I think I do. Well, it would be a mistake if I didn't. I'd be surprised. Yep, there's an axe. Now you have to be really careful with that. What I found works the best. See that second swing I missed. Well, the first swing with the axe, I stabbed her in the back. We push each other away. Her knife will miss you, but if you swing at that time, your axe will miss her. And sometimes that swing over all of Sebastian's physical attacks are overly dramatic. He swings his axe like way too hard. He swings his hands way too hard. Every punch is a haymaker. All of that leads to him being out of position and you can wind up dying. Even though you have an axe, you swing, you miss, and then she just eviscerates you with her knives. What I found works the best is you do the stealth attack and pull back on your movement stick so that you move back a couple of steps and then press forward with the run. That added momentum makes the hit harder. So even on Nightmare, then it will kill Or if you just stand there and she comes up and you hit her with an axe, you may or may not kill her with that second blow. But if you take a running step, full momentum, and hit her, then that'll kill her. You can hear somebody just lost a fight with a zombie. They're not visible on the screen, of course. But now you remember I said I was a little disappointed in it being an armory because it didn't feel like it was I didn't feel like it was an armory right the first time, but now we're beginning to get some resources. Still haven't found any new weapons, but mostly large empty rooms. So apparently that Mobius operative just lost that fight. Being torn, because you could hear him screaming and then he's being torn apart by that zombie. Not much of him left. Leg laying here, an arm laying there. I believe this is the first time we see one of these locks, these frequency locks. Actually quite a bit of fun. It took me a while to really understand them. I just was refusing to read. I was just rolling the joysticks around until they would match up. If you read the instructions, they're not... One joystick does the amplitude, one joystick does the frequency. Clockwise lowers the frequency or lowers the amplitude, and counterclockwise increases the amplitude, increases the frequency. I don't know how I feel about... I really like these locks. This is kind of cool. And for a simple puzzle to get into a room, entertaining enough. But the original Resident Evil games, there were puzzles that you had to solve. You had to kind of piece together how to get through areas. And a lot of that has kind of gone away. There aren't as many puzzles as there were once. Now here I am just rolling the joysticks around and not really even understanding that the red line is not moving at all. All this changing is the green line. Magically, it just kind of came together. I don't think I had any plan or function to that. I was just rolling the joysticks and eventually it worked. Well, later on, I mean, I get it, and I solve them much quicker than that. So here we're going to find the first shotgun. It's not a long barrel shotgun. It's, you know...
Nice.
One-handed, doesn't have a
take it.
stock. Use it like a very large handgun, I guess. It doesn't have much of a range. It has a wide spread on it. It packs a punch. It'll knock things back. Just like with the handgun, we found a laser sight handgun. With the shotguns, you can find 2 more types of shotguns in the game. You can find a long barrel shotgun, which has a much tighter spread on the pellets, but can do damage at a distance. But it's not as likely to, like with this one, you can use it to I don't know what my ducking dance was for there. But you can see slashing her actually knocked her back, so it was effective. It had a use. This is also when I figured out that they are not going to crawl in a hole after you. Therefore, every little tunnel like that is a rat's tunnel that Brian can use. Like a little rat, just run to the hole, man. What's chasing you stops chasing you. And then they often wind up just staying around like that afterwards. So running into a hole and coming back out to win the day might not be the most noble of fight patterns, but it does survive. I was saying about the shotgun. So you can find a long-barreled shotgun that has a much lower spread. It will typically only hit one foe, even if you aim kind of between them. It's only going to hit one of them. This one's has a wider burst. It will often hit 2 targets. It does less damage because it's less concentrated. I mean, unless you're really close up, in which case you can get all of the pellets to hit one target. That obviously does a lot of damage. You can also find a double-barreled shotgun, and I can't say I've used it, but I think it has the wider burst, kind of like this one, because it's a shorter. It's not a long barrel, but it uses 2 shells at once. Primarily, the reason I never used it was because it uses 2 shells at once. Now, when you get to running on classic mode, I can see where I might have a reason to use it if I could find it at a time when in a crowd. Having the impact of 2 shells could be a very good thing. In this survival mode, I like this zombie, he's stuck on a door. He can't figure out how to get around the door. They often get trapped in corners like this. Like, he's basically in a corner. He can't figure out how to get... Like, all he needs to do is step to his left once. I guess I found it funny, so I wasn't sure if he could see me, and if I just stood there, maybe he would wander off, and I'd kill him from behind. And I thought, well, if he's not going to move, maybe he's so trapped there, I'll come out behind him this way. And that drew him over here. But apparently not enough to bring him through the door. So it's been a good episode. We added both a sniper rifle and a shotgun to our weapons list. We finally overcame our fear and came down here into the Marrow again. Killed the Silver Lady. Presumably we'll make it by these 2 zombies. It's so interesting. The first time you're playing a game, this is our playing blind episodes. You don't know, is he going to wander up there far enough to see me there or not? And sometimes you take the chance, sometimes it pays off. Sometimes it doesn't, but this time it did. Gave you a nice quick approach to him. It's kind of the guerrilla tactics of a of a stealth game. If you get seen, run to a hole, regroup, reapply. It's low on. Now you can see that was actually run to cover, but he ran all the way to cover to that side instead of this side, which is the side I want him to run to cover to. Alright, so this little part of the Marrow is now clear. There's a reward for actually bothering to kill them, or at least, I mean, you could probably do it without killing them if you get them off in a different place. We did waste a shock bolt opening that garage door. Didn't need to do that. But we got a key for it. Still trying to see what all I can jump over. Looks like about all we have time left for in this episode is to get back to... We're very close to Liam's safe house, so it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't end the episode by going to Liam's safe house. Maybe drinking a cup of coffee. We're not too hurt, but, you know, might as well top off. Do a save. I don't know if we'll do any more crafting. Alright, thanks for watching. I guess we're not even going to make it back to Liam's place. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.